Oh, I'm here, guys. Sorry about the delay for that. I've also, you may just get this out of the way as soon as we can. I've got rid of the green screen. It wasn't working, and I didn't have the time to fix it. So, I got rid of it. Just got rid of the green screen. And I've also just pulled out one of the lights. Oh. Also, yeah, the neon green headphones wouldn't have worked well with the green screen. I would have had see-through ears. There we go. Just going to sort my hair out quickly. Woo! So, hello everyone. Thanks for stopping by. Welcome to today's stream. Again, apologies for the slight delay in getting everything set up and started. Just life got in the way today. Just one of those things. Hope everyone's well. Let me know how you're all doing, because I'm genuinely intrigued to know. Yeah, how is everyone? You alright? This is my living room. That's the door into my living room, just there. That's a little wedding present from me and my wife, if anyone wants to know. Just a little room tour. Doing great, unless Twitch decides to freeze, as it just did. Oh, well done, Twitch. At least it wasn't my fault. Cool, right. So, what are we doing today? We're going to be concluding at least round 3 of the Naval Warfare Challenge. So we're kind of ebbing closer to the sort of the final stages now. Finally, it's taken us a while. I hope you've enjoyed it. I hope everyone's been enjoying the challenge. I think I've really enjoyed doing it. I'll be honest. I'm quite keen to do more of this stuff. So yeah, let me know how you think. Virtue has asked, would it be all right if you replace the toaster with its updated counterpart, or are we sticking to the submission? If so, as a bit of a bonus round, can we have my old toaster go against my updated version? It would help extend the finals. Very fun. Cool, Shamboni. That's good to know. Do you mean, which toaster do you mean? Is it your original submission? I'm confused. If you're interested to know what that is, that's just a Hoover. We have a spare Hoover. We've ordered one and then another one arrived. Hey Rafs, how's it going? So, what other bits of news have I got for you? Not a great deal. Not a great deal of news. A couple more. Well, actually, no. I'm not going to share that information with you. That's. I'm going to leave that for the next update. I was going to just say what was going to be included in the next update. But I'm going to keep my mouth shut because I want to keep that a surprise because I think it's going to be really fun. I really haven't got any other updates since last week, to be honest. Should probably stick to original for fairness. Oh yeah, if you're thinking of changing your submission, yeah, no, we stick with the it does use modded blocks from the workshop. Okay, yeah. No, we don't allow changes to submissions, unfortunately. It's just unfair, really. I appreciate they, we may not have tweaked that much in terms of like how it functions. It just seems a bit, I guess, unfair. Not unfair, but also just makes it really awkward. Kind of complicates things. As I'm sure you've all gathered, I'm a man of simple needs, and yeah, just keeping it as simple as possible would really help me out. But if you want, we do, after we've done this sort of competition, we'll do a community call, which is where we show off any sort of community created text, things like that. So yeah, if you wanted to do something like that, we could. So yeah, it's effectively, yeah, like you say, Virtue, the bonus round, we can do that as a community call. We can set that up. That's not a problem. But we'll get this challenge done and out of the way, and then we'll look at doing the usual community call stuff. Cool. I think that's everything from me. As always, get your questions in the chat. Make sure you're tagging TerraTech game so I can see them. Otherwise, I may not get to them. I think that's pretty much it. Let's get into the game. Let's have a look what's going on. So I'm going to bring it up. Whoa, that's loud. Whoa, Nelly, that's very loud. Let's bring that down. Apologies if you had your eardrums burst there by that. That was not my intention. Cool. So let's get into it. So who have we got today? So I'm just going to go through the round of... Oh, hang on. What do we do? Let's try that again. Caps lock is not on. There we go. Bear with me, folks, because I just need to run a quick cheat command. So we can load in the... this is just the old... This is the one... You remember from last week. I'd already had the Bluetooth versus username battle queued up. We didn't do that battle, did we? Cloaking devices would be fun. It's not the unstable branch actually, no, don't worry. This is, I have my own 1.4 version. I have that just for myself. Because Aid, our QA, lead QA guy, is very good to me and let me have my own 1.4 branch just for this explicit purpose. Right, Solar, where's Slack? I need to find the cheat code. Freeload, that's what we want. There we go, right. So let's just come out of here and load back in, and we should be able to load into, there we go, Bluetooth versus username. Yeah, we're on 1.4. So this is it. So we have, let's go through who we've got left. We have Bluetooth versus username, then we're going to have Darwin versus Aardvark, then Ricochet versus Rudolph, then Legionite versus Aliyah, then TerraCactus versus Jesus Chris, then Galrex versus Fakron, then General Douglas versus Sky Hiley, and then J623 versus Alex Atheos. So first up we have Bluetooth versus username. Chat, remind me, they are both, or one of them is anchored. Remind me to chat, remind me that one of the techs is anchored. Right, so let's find out whose is whose just while we get into this. So we have... Hey Darwin, welcome to the stream. Sebi, how you doing, man? I heard Legionite, heard Galrex. Are you guys here? They may be here. Okay, right, so I'm currently controlling Bluetooth. So I have Bluetooth here, and then over yonder is username. Now again, we've seen these before, so I won't go into too much detail around what they look like. Although it would help if I was to align them properly. So let's back you up just a tad. While I do that, I'm going to just manage these. I'm going to get rid of the charging stations. I'm going to load in the camera. I'm an idiot. Chat, I'm an idiot. Absolute muscle memory there. I'm so used to swapping. I needed to deploy a new one. And because I swapped, I got rid of all the batteries and the shields that had already been opened. I'm just going to close it down just a tad. Actually, shall we open this up? Make me a bit bigger so everyone can see my beautiful face. Right, let's try that again. Come on, Twitch, stop acting up, please. Virtue wants to watch. Mine got, yeah, Zip-Eye's got one shot. You got pretty comprehensively beaten there, Zip-Eye. Can you post link for TerraTech? I think it's a local. Yeah, absolutely. I'll do that. That's a good idea. So right, so just to recap, I'm currently controlling Bluetooth, and over there is username. So I'm going to get rid of the charging stations. I'm going to load. I'm going to deploy, not swap. Deploy the camera. I'm just going to head over here, and I need to be quick. Oh, wait, I need to realign them, don't I? Whoops, that's my bad. Let's spin you around. Let's set you back a bit. I love the music, man. It genuinely doesn't get old. This soundtrack is absolutely killer. Even if I do say so. Not that I wrote it, so I can say that I like it. Right, let's budge you back just a little bit. And I'm going to swap over here. I'm going to unanchor. I'm going to jump in here. I'm going to set myself to neutral. Okay, here we go, guys. So this is the commencement. No, this is the final stages of the round 3 of the Naval Warfare Challenge. And they're off. They are off. I need to get some height on here. Oh, here we go. So, as I'm sure we've seen in the previous, or last week's stream, the techs have gotten bigger. They've gotten beefier. They should stand up to more damage. And we saw a lot of blocks coming off there. A lot of blocks coming off there from Bluetooth. Now, that doesn't necessarily mean it's a bad thing, although it can't be a good thing. Because as long as these shields hold up, I guess they're okay. We'll just have to wait and see. There's a lot of healing. So those. Ooh, okay. So that barrage of whatever that was. Could tell you what blocks those were, what missiles those were. What we're looking for here is to see whose batteries can last the longest, as always. And if these healing bubbles are doing that much healing, that's just going to drain that ever quicker. Whoa, we've got a bit of a nosedive. Well, that could be a tactical move, although I don't know if it is, because now their missiles aren't really pointing in the right direction. What's happened there? How have you absolutely tanked that nosedive? That's weird. That has opened them up for just an onslaught. But now the missile silos in the top are able to open up. And they're just having a bit of a love tap, a little bit of a kiss in. It's beautiful, this, guys. Okay, so I feel like username is stranded. Username is very stuck. Not sure how or what on. I don't quite know how that's happened. Oh, okay, so Bluetooth is down and out. That'll happen quite quickly. Boom! One final explosion. Wow. That was... Oh, he's back up. What did happen there? Maybe we shot off some of the hovers and it just became completely imbalanced. Not to worry. Well, congrats, username. You are through to the next round. We will find out who you'll be fighting shortly. Commiserations to Bluetooth. That was pretty epic. I think we can all agree. That was a pretty epic battle. Darwin, you're up next against Aardvark. Darwin against Aardvark. Darwin, here comes my baby. Good luck, Darwin. Here we go. Right, so let's load in. Darwin, if you're here, you can tell me which ship is yours. Although I think I can tell. I think Aardvark's is very... Oh, one of the gravity engines got shot off, imbalancing it. Oh, okay. Good to know. Are natural selection jokes allowed? I can't see why not, as long as they're not... as long as they're in good taste, Rafts. Darwin, just... It's a missile cruiser. Is it this one? Yeah, okay. So this one's Darwin. I'm currently controlling Darwin's, and over yonder is Aardvark's. Let's just get you set up correctly, Darwin, just so we can... Now, is this the one that I had to put a cab on? Yes, it is. Okay, so there's a cab here. That was just so I could take... That's just so that I could take control of it. I will remove that now. That works, doesn't it? Yeah, let's get rid of... Actually, let's leave it on for now. I'm worried what will happen. Let's load in what I need to load in. So let's load in the camera. I'm going to spin it around. I'm going to head over to... here. I'm going to find that cab that I just found a second ago. I'm going to find it again. There he is. Right, so let's just get rid of that. And then quickly we're going to get rid of the charging station and the Fatui and that cab. I'm going to set myself to neutral. Here we go, guys. So this is the next battle in round 3. They are edging slightly closer, but I don't think that should matter too much. And 3, 2, 1, they're off. So this is Darwin versus Aardvark. Whoa, huge explosions there. Whoa, look at that. It's literally raining loose blocks. That's beautiful. That is absolutely beautiful. I love it. It was literally raining loose blocks. That's how big that explosion was. I'm not sure what that explosion was or what caused it, but I love it. Right, Aardvark's sort of mast has pretty comprehensively been destroyed. Darwin doing good bits of damage. Good bits of damage to Aardvark there. What else to report? That's about it, really. Lots of damage. The sails. It's gone. The sail is just gone. The sail is over. That was a little retail joke. A little retail pun for you guys there. You're welcome. The sail has ended. And here we go. You love to see it, everyone. You love to see the infinite circling. Feels like it goes on forever. Let's see how much damage Aardvark has withstood there. Okay, so those healing bubbles are still doing some work. I mean, that must be healed. Okay, there he is. He's healed now. That's fine. So the rock that he just bumped into may have just slowed him down enough that they can actually now engage, which is good because that's what we want to. That's what we're here. That's what we're all here for, guys. Mindless violence. Yay! Mindless, gratuitous violence. Brilliant. Okay, so they're both kind of holding up quite well. This could be an interesting battle. And again, I'm sure you guys are bored of me saying it, but it's just going to come down to who has got the most efficient battery sort of setup, really. Whose batteries are going to last the longest? And again, they're sussing each other out. I feel like, yeah, Darwin, we've gone for quite an even spread there of shields. It actually looks, dare I say it, nice. Like the shields look good. You've spread them out nicely. I mean, there is some stacking, but that's fine. And the healing bubbles are just doing what healing bubbles do. But the nice spread of shield bubbles is that's efficient and effective. I like it. Here we go. Right. Another little. Guys, what's the word I'm looking for? It's the S word, salvoy. I want to say salvoy. It's not. My memory is just terrible. Volley. What's the other word? Salvo. Cheers, guys. Salvo. Come on, Matt. Get that in your brain. Salvo. Barrage. Salvo. Yeah. There you go. Right. Any other words? Are there any other words that I could use? Because I'm kind of running out of ways to describe how these battles go down. Chat, do you have any other words to describe this sort of mayhem? Salvo. I mean, I like that word, salvo. I don't want to overuse it, you know. I want to come up with fresh ideas or fresh ways of describing things. Frontal face engagement. Engage! Impending doom! Here comes the impending doom. Kiting, yes, that's what they're doing. They're kiting each other at the minute. Well, they were. They are now in an exchange. Exchange of artillery. Stop coming from an angle. Yeah, you want to just go head on. You want to just go... You want to do that. You don't want to do this. You don't want to do this. You don't want to go... Oh, you want to go bang, bang, and just smash into each other. That's what we want to see. Guys, this could take a while. I hope it doesn't. Turn around, baby. Shall I give you a push? Nah, we're not there yet. Right. Well, what else can we talk about? Darwin says that he lined up the hull with the thruster. What does that do, Darwin? Does it give you a bit more mobility, or...? Oh, okay, Darwin's shield just unceremoniously went down there. That was quite shocking. So now there's not much keeping Darwin in this now. It's sort of limped over. What is keeping Aardvark's ship alive? Come on. Get your build beam up. Get yourself upright. That's it. Your hovers just aren't... You're underpowered. Darwin, was there any anti-grav in there? Because if it was, that's not helping you. Much more exciting than your ship's death. Possibly. Zippy, you did get one shot. Although there is some excitement to be said about that, though. Now, Rafts did make the prediction quite confidently that Darwin's would win this. It's not looking like that's going to happen. It has sunk. It's lost half its hover. Mover. Hover? Hovers, yeah. It's just getting picked apart now. It has sunk. I kind of feel like we're hitting a... We're kind of hitting them when they're down, but we need to see the end of this epic duel. We need to see it come to its conclusion. Look at it, he's just limping along. Okay, this has got to be it now. Aardvark is just... Okay, there we go. Yeah, you did well at burying the cab. That was a top tip that we've learned through the challenge, is to make sure your cab is well and truly protected. Unfortunately, it just wasn't enough. I think the yeah, you maybe needed more batteries. Maybe you needed more efficient batteries. Who knows? But well played, Darwin. Well played indeed. And also well played to Aardvark, obviously, because you're through to the next round. You're going to be up against Username, who we saw in the previous battle. Right. So next up is Ricochet versus Rudolph. Ricochet versus Rudolph. Let's bring these up. So we're going to have Ricochet versus Rudolph. So this is Ricochet's ship. They're having a bit of a love-in. Let's get you all nice and lined up. And then we'll start this off. So I am currently controlling Ricochet's ship. And this fine-looking vessel is by Rudolph. Again, we've seen these in previous rounds, so I'm not going to go over too much over whose is whose or what does what. So let's just get into it, guys, shall we? So, Ricochet, deploy, yeah, deploy. I don't want to swap. I want to deploy. Here we go. Right. Okay, you're anchored. I anchored these. I think I had to anchor these because I would have just flown away. Let's remove that. And let me just remove that from the playing field. And also remove this, because I think I put this one here as well. Right, here we go. Right, okay. I need to be quick. Need to be quick. Let's go, let's go, let's go. Neutral. Let's go here. Let's go. Neutral. Enemy. Okay, ready? 3, 2, 1, and they're off. Ooh, I love that. You love to see it. Look at the explosions. Look at the action. Look at the salvos. Such good salvos there, everyone. Well done. Right, so Ricochet, I think coming off the worst out of that one, there was more Ricochet blocks on the floor than there was Rudolph blocks. What I'd love to see is Ricochet just get a nice little hit on the front of Rudolph's ship, because then I can use the pun that Rudolph's got a red nose. Guys, it's September. I'm allowed to make Christmas jokes, okay? I've seen the first tins of... any British people will get this. I've seen the first tins of Quality Street in the shop today. You know, the tins of Quality Street? It's not too soon, Darwin. It may be too soon. Yeah, the first tins of Quality Street, which tells me that Christmas is just around the corner. Okay, here we go. Big explosion there. Oh, that was huge. That was massive. That was like a direct hit. That's beautiful. I mean, my graphics card didn't enjoy it that much, as I'm sure you could see with the frame rates, but oh, that looked immense. Nice bit of work there by both are anchored. I unanchored them, Virtue. I did unanchor them, didn't I, guys? Okay, I did. That's fine. I'm reading old chat. Oh, okay, there you go. Ricochet, his batteries are down. It did have batteries. Yeah, it had batteries. Wow, that was... Again, it just happens, right? There's no... Oh, I love this. I love this so much. Let me... Oh, nice. So, there we go. Rudolph, you're through. You're through to the next round. Ricochet, you are out. Ricochet is done. Well played, Ricochet. That was very well played. Very good game. GG. GGWP. AI be smart this time. Yeah. Well done, AI, if that is your real name. Up next, we have Legionite versus Aliyah. Legionite versus Aliyah. Here we go. Legionite versus Aliyah. Let's get this loaded up. I enjoyed that one. That was that last battle was very fun. Right, so Legionite. I have high hopes for Legionite. This is very intuitive. Ingenious. It's very good. So Legionite versus Aliyah. Now, those... I'm just going to check. Are the bubbles all open? They should be. I left this one for a while. Let's get you lined up properly. This is Aliyah. I'm currently controlling. And over here is Legionite. So let's get rid of the charging stations. Let's load in the camera mobile. Chat, would you mind... could you remind me at the end of the stream to upload the snapshot of the camera mobile to either the workshop, or I might just upload the snapshot to like Imager or something. Also, I like that I'm effectively using chat as my own personal Siri. Hey chat, add reminder. Upload camera mobile to workshop. Hey chat, add tomatoes to shopping list. What the heck was I doing? Okay, right, I remember. I was doing fun things. Right, camera mobile, we're in. Okay, so I'm going to set myself to neutral. I'm going to set you to neutral. And I'm going to set you to enemy, and then you to neutral. No, you to enemy, that's it. I've not done it a million times before. There we go, and they're off. So Legionite versus Aliyah. This could be interesting, because Aliyah has gone primarily just for all-out offense, although it's not doing them very well. Taking a huge chunk out of that. Now that might not matter, because Aliyah may just be able to out-damage Legionite. There is a lot of firepower on top of that ship. It is mostly firepower. It is mostly just the gigaton cannons on top of Aliyah. And I'm not sure if Legionite shields will be able to cope with that much sustained damage. Although it's giving as good as it can take. Oh! Direct hit! Whoa! And then just sucking up the blocks, almost like a gladiator, just bathing in the remains of their victims. Look at that! Just these are mine now. These are my blocks. I have defeated you, therefore they are mine. Wow! Magnetic collar, cab destroyed, critical hit. That was huge. So actually, I'll talk about this, because this is what I love about Legionite's tech. They've used these magnets around the side of their tech to pick up any loose blocks that they might get, which I've not really seen it be used that effectively. But effectively, these add as extra armor. They just act as extra things to protect the ship. Can you see? Now I realise there's a lot more than you would probably get in the middle of a battle, but it's that's the level of ingenuity that I like. This could, if we were having like special awards, I'd have one for like the best looking tech, which I think would go to one of the very earlier techs, which basically was a cruise ship. It had no right to get anywhere in the competition, but it looked amazing. I'd give this one like the Ingenuity Award, just because it's just so cool. I might do this actually, because yeah, I like it so much. But yeah, it just looks awesome. So, Legionite is through. Aliyah, you are out. That was one hell of a critical shot there. That was crazy. I'm not sure if the railguns managed to penetrate, or if there was some lasers going on. I couldn't quite see what did the damage. But man, that was crazy. My battleship using that tactic, but actually heals using Venture Bubbles. Oh, interesting. Okay, cool. It's called Ablative Armor. Oh, okay. That's a good point, Virtue. You're right. You managed to get off at a pretty impressive cab shot last week as well. It's just awesome. It's just awesome. Cool. Right. So next up is TerraCactus versus Jesus Chris. It said Jesus. It's just Jesus Chris. Don't get confused. Here we go. See, guys, I told you it's Christmas. We have the Christmas TerraTech music. Now, what I love is Jesus Chris. I don't know if you're in chat, but I stumbled on this last week by accident, or we loaded this in by accident. It was probably my fault. And I wanted to show off how the sails on the ship work. I think it's genius. Again, this would be up there as like one of my sort of favourite designs. Anyway, right. It's not about having favourites. It's about blowing each other up. So, shall we do that? So I'm currently controlling Jesus Chris, and over here is TerraCactus. Let me double check that actually. I just want to make sure that I have that right, because I don't want to send the wrong person through. Give me a moment, everybody. Yes, this is Jesus Chris. Here we go. Right, so I am hovered. I am anchored even. I am also hovered, which is good. Deploy new tech. Let's pop you there. I will unanchor. Will I unanchor? Yes, I will. Right. Unanchored. Oh, I missed it. I'm an idiot. I won't do it again. But you saw what happened there, right, guys? Right, let's jump over. So let's just get into it. Let's get into it. So we have Jesus Chris versus TerraCactus in one of the final matches of round 3. Here we go, and they're off. Whoosh! Tons of damage from the Talos cruiser by TerraCactus. Again, let's just check the spread of loose blocks. I feel like Jesus Chris came off slightly worse there. Again, it's not always an indication of who's going to win. It could just be that they have just more blocks, generally. Both taking damage. Where are you going? Come back! Come on. Swing that bum around. Do something. Come on. There we go. Right. Let's just line each other up. Here we go, boys and girls. Ooh, huge damage. That could be the end of Jesus Chris. He's not. He's still there. He's clinging on. Look at him. He's still there, guys. I mean, he's there in body, maybe not so much in spirit. If he continues to float off like that, and TerraCactus doesn't come after him, we may have to call it. Come on. This way. Come back. Oh, look at that damage, though. That's a huge hole. Do you know what? I'm worried that... Okay. I think... Jesus Chris has maybe despawned. I'm going to try and find them. But if Jesus Christ is gone, did he die? Hello. This could be the end of Jesus Christ. We may have to call it because he was. Okay, they've both gone. They've both despawned. I think we can say that. That TerraCactus had that one, right? He is gone, Matt. He has left the server. It's a lifeboat, maybe. Yeah, it could have been. Could have been a lifeboat that's just gone off into the distance. All right, I'm going to call that because I feel like that was pretty comprehensive that TerraCactus got through that round. Well played. That was impressive. That was very, very impressive. I enjoyed that a lot. I enjoyed that greatly. Is it me or is my Hoover moving? I feel like there wasn't as much of that in shot before. Or is my camera just moving over? Or am I moving? Could it be me? Do I need to move back over? I don't know. That might be like, I don't think that was. It had no chance of survival. Next up is Galrex versus Fairken. Just remember, guys, you can anchor your tech more easily on flat terrain. Just in case you didn't know that. Right, so here we go. Galrex versus Fakron. So I believe I'm controlling Fakrons, and over here is Galrex. This one is anchored, so I'm going to unanchor it before we set off. Let's just get rid of these first, and also the Fatui. Go away, Fatui. No one asked you to be here. Right, because we're moving away, let's load in the camera mobile. And deploy new tech. There we go. Right, here we go. Oh, no. Unanchor. Unanchor. As far as I'm aware, the AI should unanchor the tech anyway. I think it maybe is clever enough to do that. I'm not sure. Anyway, right, it doesn't matter. Let's get into this. So this is the, I believe, okay, not the penultimate one, but we're getting close to the final battle of round 3, and we're off. Galrex on my left, Fakron on my right. Good use of the anti-grav. I forgot that Galrex has had the old anti-grav on there. Good use of that. Now, let's see, again, Fakron seems to have come off that worse off. Yeah, you can see there's a huge chunk out the side of their ship. Let's go see how Galrex is getting on. It's the time again. Death Circle. You just took a bite. Admiral Douglas. To me, the cabs must be larger than 3 foot. I mean, a geocab has a jacuzzi. That's not confirmed canon, Admiral Douglas, or General Douglas. Did you get a promotion to Admiral? Congrats, man. It's not confirmed canon that the GSO cab has a jacuzzi in it. However, General's taking, oh man. Well, you earned the upgrade, the promotion. Maybe the humans are smaller, I don't know. So the working theory, and if anyone from the department that looks after these things asks any questions, the cabs that control these techs are controlled remotely. There is no human life inside the techs at all. It's very important that people know that. It's ramming time. Basically, and this is just some TerraTech trivia for you, we have a lower age rating if there's no human, because there's violence, sort of not fancy, but like, you know, there's literal guns in the game. If it was implied that there was humans or any sort of living person inside these techs, that's kind of not kid friendly, I suppose. So you'd get a higher age rating. So yeah, if anyone asks, there is no humans in these techs whatsoever. They are controlled remotely. However, and also on the basis that each block, so each 1 by 1 by 1 block is is a 1 meter cube. That's not. I mean, it's completely arbitrary. Honestly, the distances are entirely arbitrary. But that's kind of the basis that we work on when we're designing it. So if you have a... Ooh, okay, here we go, ramming time. Yay, ramming. You want to... Gorbex, you want to focus on the weak points. There you go. Oh, lots of anti-grav. This could be it. We could just be in the death grip. The death grip. Here we go. And then we could chop it in half. If you can keep on working on that section, you'll literally chop the front end of that tech off. Ooh, baby. Okay, anti-grav is still doing stuff. Where's Gorix? Gorix is still there. He's still hanging on. Who is gonna outlast this? This is crazy. That was intense. I wish I could have got a better angle on that. But I'm paid to talk, not to be a cameraman. Beautiful. Right. So let's just assess that after that little. I feel like Gorix is doing okay out of this. Fakeron is having bites taken out of them. Look at that. That's huge. Let's see how Gorix is getting on. Do you know what? I can't see any obvious signs of damage from out there anyway. What's this on the top? What is that on the top? Is that just a loose block? Yeah, it is. That's just a block from Fakerons. Again, not doesn't seem to be. Look at those. You can see the battery levels are still at maximum capacity. That is crazy. How is that possible? Did everyone see that? Am I seeing that right? Batteries are still at maximum capacity on Gorix's ship. Okay, I think they've shot themselves with their own anti-grav guns, which is causing them some maneuverability issues. Oh, you love to see it, don't you? You love to see it. Look at this, just 2 in and a throw in. If you can just work on that section, if you can just work on this bit here, then that whole front end is gone. Although there's not much really there anyway. I feel like you may be doing them a favour, because right now that's just getting in the way. There's no weapons on it. Come on. Let's go see what Gorix is doing. I want to know what's keeping these batteries so well stocked up. Am I getting conflicting information? One, that battery says that it's full. That battery said it's half full. Whoops. Come on. The iron batteries are at half capacity. Okay. Some batteries aren't attached. Oh, I'm stuck. I'm stuck here. I'm stuck. No, I don't want to get in the way. Move. Gorix, you seem to be a bit stranded there. Oh. Oh, there he is. Gorix is slightly beached, slightly grounded on those rocks. Can Fakeron come in for the final blow? Oh, okay, so Gorix has got himself ungrounded. Come on. Just get it stuck into each other again. That's what we like to see. And Fakeron is going to get stuck on that same rock. No, he's just going to scooch over it. Nice. Markson says, fashionably late. What am I seeing here? You are seeing we have Galrex on my left versus Fakeron on my right. This is the penultimate battle. It's the one before the one before the last. If that makes sense. Guys, if you're not going to play fair, I'm going to have to intervene. Come on. Give him a push. Just give him a push. That's it. And now that's my work here is done. Hopefully that worked. Give it another minute. Yeah. The laser colosseums. Too small. Yeah. We don't have any set pieces that would be big enough to house this sort of thing. Honestly, the salt flats are the best thing that we've got. I think. All the R&D labs. Just the whole R&D labs, but I suppose we could have it in like one of the other terrains where the you know, the hills and stuff, they could get in the way and get each other stuck. But then you kind of have the thing of, well, if they both get stuck, then who wins? Yeah, I know it's not the most interesting part of the challenge, and it takes up a large chunk of it. But it's the best that we could do. Come on, stop going away. It worked last time, so I'm going to try it again. Give you a little gentle nudge in the right direction. Just on this bit. Come on. Alright. That's enough intervention from myself. For some reason, Fakeron has decided to come in backside first, which may work in their favour, because that seems to be where most of their artillery is left. Ooh. It's ironic that when we do finally get to see some action, my cameraman skills fail me. Right, so Garrex is still hanging in there. I want to know how your how Garrex's batteries are getting on. Let's see, shall we? Ooh, those anti-gravs had a nice little effect to bring the front end up, and now we're just sort of in the death grip. The death grip circle of death. This is crazy. I can't believe they're both still going. There you go. The front has now fallen off the front of Fakeron's ship. All that's left is the missile silo from the back. Oh, big explosion. That's what Gorex was aiming for, is to get under that soft underbelly, and it looks like Fakeron is down and out. The shield is down. They're still firing. The cab is still there. Wait, there's another cab there. Why is there a second cab? Was there two cabs there the whole time? I mean, it doesn't matter because it's out. Interesting. Disqualified. I mean, it's already out. Those two cabs did not help them. But, well, there you go. Garrix, you're through. You'll be facing TerraCactus in the round 4. Well played, Fakeron. Although I'm not sure. If we should be giving you any sort of. Yeah, it did win against other ships that only had one. I'm going to investigate that. Well, I don't think it would have had a huge sort of advantage, but it obviously didn't because it went out anyway. So hey, Poland, thanks for stopping by, all of Poland. Thanks for stopping by 7 days to die. Thanks for joining. I think we introduced the one cab rule to sort of dissuade any multi-tech things, which that wasn't. That they may have just had 2 in there by accident. I don't know. I'll have a look and just see what it means. But I mean, at face value, you're right to call it out, and I will carry out a thorough investigation. Right, so here we are. We have General or Admiral Douglas, as they appear to have been promoted, versus Sky Highly. Sky Highly. So, General, if you're in chat, which Admiral I disagree allows for redundancy and larger battleships? Okay, we'll have a look. General, which is your ship? Is it the one I'm currently piloting, or is there another? Yes, I'm in it. Okay, brilliant. So we are in General Douglas's ship, and over there we have Sky Highly. So again, we've seen both of these before. I'm quite looking forward to this. These seem pretty evenly matched. I love this little use of the whatever it's called. What is it called? A windmill flail guard as the propeller. I really like that touch. It's nice. Deploy, that's what we want to do. I want to deploy. I want to switch to this. I'm going to go to neutral. I'm going to go to neutral and enemy. And 3, 2, 1. They're off. Good luck, everybody. General Douglas versus Sky Highly. Unanchored. Was there one of them anchored? They seem to be unanchored now anyway. Oh, goodness me. Look at you go! Sky Highly is absolutely having a nightmare with that anti-grav shot there from General Douglas. That's not having a good time. A lot of blocks came off Sky Highly there as well. General Douglas coming back in with the reverse thrusters. I like that. Whoa, both of them have got the anti-gravs going. This is crazy. I can't keep up with what's going on. Okay, so Sky Highly has taken an absolute battering. Look at all these blocks that have come off Sky Highly's. They are now, I mean, effectively they're just floundering. Yeah, someone does not look well. And General Douglas is just going to do a little manoeuvring to get themselves into a good position. Why are you going back this way? Go back. They're behind you. Oh, please don't have despawned. Oh, okay, that's fine. Come this way. Right. General is going to go back round, get those propellers working overtime. Double time. Get over there and blow stuff up. Whoops, my headphones fell off. Now, Sky Highly not having the best time. Not having a good time. Stuck on these rocks. Literally half their ship is missing. General just needs to just make their way over here. Please. Maybe. Please don't despawn. Please don't despawn. Okay, phew. Those blocks that fell off were just loose blocks that were lying on them. They weren't any of General Douglas's blocks. I think it's time to intervene. I'm not sure how to here. Shall I try and push General Douglas in the right direction, or shall I dislodge? I'm worried that if I dislodge the other one, it'll just go the other way. Time to call it. General, I'm just going to give you a slight little love tap. Just get you going in the right way. Come on. I don't think this really does anything anyway, just in case anyone thinks that this is unfair. That's it. That's it. Get those propellers moving. Okay. Now, stop going this way. Go that way. Other way. Okay. I'm gonna try and dislodge Sky Highly and see if that does anything. If not, we may need to call it, because I think we can see there's going to be an obvious winner. Yeah, the AI has been very stubborn indeed. Right, come on then. How can we... maybe if I do this. There we go. Boop. Absolutely nothing. And now I've lost General Douglas. Okay, here we go. Right, you're up. Now go get him. That's it, go that way. Don't get stuck on more rocks. No, I'm unhelping you. I think we've lost General Douglas now anyway. Oh, brilliant. Okay, well, if we've lost General Douglas, then we're going to have to call it, I think. Hello? Where are you? Okay, here he is. That's fine. So he's still here. General's still not quite going in the right direction. But at least Sky Highly is maybe coming to meet their doom. While General Douglas just despawns again and he's back in. Come on. Go that way. We're going to have to call it, I think, guys. Unless you want to engage. Please just call it. Douglas won decisively. See if I can just give you one last nudge, General. Not that it really matters. Not that I did anything last time. And you know what? I think we've lost. No, I'm being less than helpful. Unless I took control of it, but I don't want to intervene that much. And now I think we've pretty much well and truly lost. Well, this is what happens when we try and make a fun thing happen in a system that doesn't allow for fun things to happen. Are we still going? They're too far apart. Alright guys, I'm going to call it. Are we in agreement? Should we call it? General is through, or should we do a rematch? I don't think we've quite got the time for a rematch. Yeah, I might do that actually, Darwin. Let's do that. Let's take control. I can always load in a new camera mobile. Okay, right, so thrusters are set to forwards. Would it be alright if I just finished the thing myself? Would that be allowed? Would we have a problem with that? So he's over there. They just died? Did they just... Was that it? Was that their final moments? Did we just witness the end of... Okay, right. Let's set myself to Team 1, and we'll just go get them. They're still enemies, right? That's such a cool effect. Yeah, okay, still enemies, so we should be able to lock on. Why aren't we locking on? Boom. Wow, this thing turns really slowly. Let's just do that. Not the most agile of ships that we've ever seen there, General. I'm not gonna lie. Maybe control Sky Highly, see if you can defeat Douglas. That's not a bad idea. Why can't... I'm intrigued why I can't select them though. God, it turns so slowly. Getting those missiles to lock on. Nope. Please end it. There is 0% of chance. I'm just going to do this. I just wanted to finish it off. He's still alive? Maybe he would stand a good chance. Probably not. Come on. Get after him. Gonna get you. I'm gonna get you. Boom. Oh. Actually, I am gonna bring in the. Oh, I can't because it's just. Let's set that down there. Here we go. Well, this is taking a long time. Anyone keeping count as to how long this has taken? We've still got one more battle to go after this as well. "12 years later." I don't quite know how it managed to take so much damage at the start of the battle either. It's withstanding an absolute beating now. Okay, brakes on, 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 brakes on. Spin you around. Here we go. This is the this is the top quality content that people come to see. Oh, look at that. So it looks like one of the anti-grav weapons has got stuck, and there we go. It's got stuck on one of the rotors. And that's what happens. Right, well there we go. Give it back to the AI. There we go. Finally, we have a winner. General Douglas, you're through. Well played. You'll be facing the winner of this next battle. I realise that took a lot longer than it needed to. I should needed to be sure that it was able to defeat them. Well played, me. Goodness me. Right, last one, and then we can wrap it up, and I can let you all go back to your daily lives. So the final battle is J623 versus Alex Atheos. So let's load them up. Matt, I have a question. Why do the mega reactor batteries have a higher energy density compared to the other batteries if it doesn't explode. Seems like you should be taking a risk with using the other batteries by trading high capacity for a chance of exploding. See Douglas's question. It's a good question, and not one that I feel I'm suited to answer. Hang on, are there any more shields? That would be an answer for Kay, who is not here. There was debate when we first announced the mega reactors, soon to be renamed. I think we were meant to rename them. We haven't got around to doing that yet. Because the trade-off of having, they felt quite underpowered. I think for how cool they were and the kind of the animation and everything, they felt quite underwhelming. But the trade-off really was the lack of explosion. Hello, Matt. Was mine fighting? Yes, Cactus. I believe yours was fighting. And did yours get through? Let's take a look. Yes, Terra Cactus. You are through to round 4. You are against Cheesest Chris, and you made it through. It just feels like the Mega Reactor is like the end all be all battery, and you should never use another battery. Is that a bad thing? Is it a bad thing to have that as like an end game sort of accomplishment? So it's quite hard to get because you've got to beat the cube to get it. You could add a bigger, better future battery, like a Mega Reactor version for better future, which is superior energy density, or a Reactor research version, maybe. I don't know. I quite like the idea of being like this super hard thing to get. That you get the payoff because you work through the grades and each block's going to have its own benefits. I mean, we think mainly when we design these type of blocks, it's really how's it going to fit in the campaign, and if by sort of definition, end game should be quite strong, and like you said, having the lack of explosion versus battery density, I don't know, and it's just cool. It just looks cool. Why there's no way to gain energy in Venture? Oh, that's a good question, Cactus. I honestly don't know the answer to that. I don't know. I think, again, it goes back to the thing of balancing your corporation. So Venture are all about speed. Venture are all about getting from point A to point B in the quickest way possible, whilst doing some cool stunts along the way. If you're looking for kind of energy generation, Better Future would be a good shout, and that sort of thing. If you're looking for all-out firepower, then Hawkeye are your guys. And if you're looking for some weird and wacky inventions, then obviously Reticle Research. So each kind of corporation had its own identity, and I think, like we were saying with the Mega Reactor, the trade-off with Venture is you don't get energy generation in the same way that you do with GeoCorp or with GSO or Better Future. Give Dynamo Venture to the Venture. I think Dynamo would work with Venture. Reticle Research doesn't need it. It doesn't, but it doesn't need it, but thematically it kind of works, I think. Anyway, sorry, I got sidetracked. Let's load in the final camp for the battle. So on my right is, excuse me, I've just got the hiccups. That's really awkward. On my right is J623, who is listing aimlessly. Well, let's just make you a neutral. I can't do that. Here we go. Just going to make myself neutral, and we're just going to get into it. Ready? Neutral. Ooh, neutral. Enemy. And they're off. They are off. Oh, the front fell off. Guys, the front fell off of Alex Atheos' ship. J623 is absolutely pummeling it. Look at those blocks just dropping down. That's a lot of blocks. If you're wondering why my FPS drops there, it's not because of the graphics, because it's not a graphically intense thing. It's all of those blocks that are falling off now are doing their own physics. They're doing physics on their own. Whoa, that's huge. Look at that. That was over in the blink of an eye. I thought that would go a lot quicker than a lot longer than it did. But like some morbid sort of, I don't know, dream, like some weird nightmare. Their corpses just lingering was being... what's the word I'm looking for? Was just floating. That was crazy. Well, that was pretty straightforward. Alex Atheos, you are through to the next round. Alex Atheos. Through to the next round. Well played. There we go. Right. So there we have it, guys. Let me update the current standings with you right now. Right, let's get out of this. Well played, guys. So that brings us to the end of round 3. So what I can do now is bring up the final standings. So I'm going to do that now once it's low. Once my Photoshop is loaded up. Warship tournament is this one, and I can go to I'm just going to go into a quick close up. Hair is looking fabulous. Let me just sort that out one more time. And I'm going to go into the standings. Come on, camera, focus. Thank you. Here we go. So, Photoshop. So I want to go into my desktop. So here we go. And I want to bring up the winners of each round. So we have the people that won this was... We had username, you are through. So let's bring you over. Username, you are against Aardvark. Rudolph. Rudolph. You are facing Legionite. That's going to be an interesting one. Actually, all of these are going to be really interesting from here on in. These are like the creme de la creme de la creme. The best of the best of the best. Sir, any Men in Black fans out there? Yeah, so TerraCactus versus Gullrex, and then General Douglas versus Alex Atheos. Ooh. Just pop you down there. There we go. So there we have it. The final round, or the round 4, if I can bring it into screen now. We have, let's go through the final standings. We have, yeah, don't worry, yeah, we'll get through, these battles should just be done in 1 week. So round 4 we can do all of next week. The quarterfinals will be best of 3, the semi-finals will be best of... Yeah, the quarters and the semis were best of 3, and the grand final will be best of 5. Because we want to, we want to make these a bit more interesting. So we have Rev the Pom versus Keem, and then GKJ versus Darkstar, and then TW Ilay versus Virtue, and then GK Vec versus RC3197. And then the other side we have Username versus Aardvark, Rudolph versus Legionite, TerraCactus versus Gullrex, and General Douglas versus Alex Atheos. Whew, that was a lot to take in. Does that make sense? Who? How are you? We might do a third place. We might do a third place round. Or no, actually no. I think we can have multiple third places. I think we can have just 2 third places. They'll just get equal prizes. That's a better way of doing it, because then otherwise, yeah. I don't think is anyone going to be interested in seeing a third place playoff? Maybe not. Also, don't forget to post this spec. Yes, Virtue. Oh, see. Also, have you added? Orange juice to my shopping list. Oh, excuse me. Didn't want to do that to everyone. That was my fault. That was my fault. Right, here we go. Let's do that while I remember. Now, this is not my tech. I'm absolutely taking absolutely no credit for this tech. It was either GKJ or GKVec. One of our Chinese players made this for us. So shout out to them. I'll try and remember whose it was. But here is a link to the snapshot. So if you just download that image, that's your snapshot. Load that into your snapshot file. You can play around with the camera mobile. It's for a participation prize. Do you know what, Darwin? I'm going to. What am I going to do? That was it. I'll put together some sort of. They're not consolation prizes. They're not like taking part prizes. They are like. What would you call them? They're techs that I like. They're techs that sort of take my fancy. So like we said earlier, they'll be the best looking tech. They'll be the most ingenious tech. There'll be, things like that. Ugliest tech, we could even go ugliest tech. Ugliest ship. The ship that cheated the most. They might get a prize. They might get like a wooden spoon prize. I don't know what that would be. Honorary mentions. Yeah, we could get honorary mentions. Sebi, you'd get an honorary mention. Darwin, you'd get an honorary mention. Basically, anyone that's in chat, anyone that's been nice to me, anyone that I think is my friend, I will get an honorary mention. Wooden spoon prize. Do you guys get that wooden spoon prize? Like the last place. Anyway, hey Admiral, you don't need to suck up to me now. You're through. You might win this thing, dude. Don't underestimate a nice spoon. Exactly, Eisenwolf. Jesus Christ. Oh, you missed it, dude. Jesus Christ, you went out, I think. Yeah, you went out to TerraCactus. We will add this to the YouTube. Sound like my granddad. We'll add this to YouTube so you can catch up on all the battles and everything that happened today. You can even recheck what happened to the cheater. Who was it that cheated? Was it Sky Harley or Fakeron? Is it Fakeron? Gorex took care of it. Cool. See you in the finals, guys. That's going to do me for today. Unless anyone has any more questions or answers. If you've got answers, anyone got any answers? Or just questions? Matt, where do you think I should voice my concerns about the Mega Reactor battery to the forums? Forums. That's not going to work, is it? To the forum? Cool. Thanks, Moobot. Yeah, head over to the forum. Drop it in the feedback and suggestions section. Console update. That's something I knew I was meant to talk about. So where are we up to with that? So we're aiming to ship the Switch and the Xbox and the PS4 updates. We're going to do a simultaneous ship, which means a sim ship. We call that a sim ship. And yeah, we're just waiting on the final sort of get go from Xbox, PlayStation, and Sony. Xbox, Nintendo, and Sony. Just to get the final sign off for when these can be published. There's a few final things to work on. I realise I've been saying this for so long, and I do know that it's kind of frustrating to hear me repeat the same things. It's just these things are these are out of our control now. It's just very much with the other guys and with what's going on in the world, and they've had to change all their systems, and I'm sure they're all working from home. No one wants it to go on as long as it is. It just is. But hopefully we'll have some news on that shortly. Lovely. Cool. Guys, if there's nothing else, I'm going to love you and leave you. Thanks for stopping by. Thanks for being lovely. Thanks for looking after me. We'll see you next week for round 4. We'll rattle through next week pretty quick. Well, I won't say quickly, but we're coming into the home stretch now. Cool, guys. Thanks for stopping by. I'll leave you with the lovely tones of TerraTech. See you next week, guys. Thanks for stopping by. See ya.